Welcome back to another video. Today, uh, we'll be going over configuring, verifying, and troubleshooting GRE tunnel connectivity. Last video was fun. If you watch it, we performed some offline attacks with extracting hashes and cracking passwords with John the Ripper after extracting those hashes. That was pretty fun. But yeah, we're going to get into today configuring, verifying, and troubleshooting the GRE connectivity. We're actually going to initially just create the GRE tunnel, then we're going to enable some routing. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, so this video is going to be pretty quick. Our first and only exercise, we're going to be configuring some static and dynamic port security. Now, GRE tunnels don't just have to run across the internet. You can use them to join networks that couldn't normally occur, right? So perhaps enabling dynamic routing across the firewall, for example, the GRE tunnels can solve a few headaches in the real world, so understanding them is very important. Now, one important point to note about GRE tunnels is that they do not inherently encrypt data. So everything that is sent across the tunnel is simply wrapped in GRE packets, if you like. Now, I'm going to solve this issue in this current exercise by encrypting the data that's passed over the tunnel. So this is especially important when creating a GRE tunnel over insecure networks such as the internet. All right, so first I'm going to create the tunnel. Now, the purpose of the GRE tunnel is to enable the local area network attached to the NY Edge 2 with the network address that ends in 17.0 /24, and the local area network attached to WAN1 with the network address ends in 16.0 /24 to be able to communicate. So to do this, I'm going to configure the tunnel interface on the current one we're on here. So we're going to require a few things: the tunnel source interface, the tunnel IP address, and the destination IP address. So we're actually going to create tunnel 0 interface with a few commands here. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's actually, let's see, interface. So let's type here, interface here. Actually, one second. Go. All right, perfect. So let's do interface tunnel 0. There we go. We got that. All right, so let's do our IP. Okay, right. Back to doing this. I forget the additional. Just typing away and not know what was going on. All right, perfect. So let's get our tunnel source here. And now our destination. All right, so now that we've gotten those things out of the way, we can go ahead and exit. Perfect. All right, and actually we could then interface. So now we're going to be able to create the tunnel interface on the NY Edge 2 in the same way that we did on the current one on WAN1 on this router, right? So we're going to use a few things. We're going to use the source interface, the tunnel IP address, and the destination IP address. So let's actually head over there. All right, so let's get that out the way. All right, and let's see, configure. Perfect. Okay, so interface tunnel. Right. Yeah. I knew it. All right, there we go. Um, all right, perfect. So let's get our source. right? And our destination, of course, as I mentioned. All right, so we're good there. All right, so now we can exit out. All right, perfect. So we're good to go. Now what we're able to do, so the 6 logs messages that we see that generated after our tunnel destination and a few other, it just indicates that the tunnel has successfully been created, right? So now we're going to move on to our next task, which is going to be enable the routing. Now, in most cases, when building a GRE tunnel, we will require the use of multicast over this link. But to test this, we're going to build an EIGRP AS over the network to try to get the 192.168.16.0 and the one in 17.0/24 networks added to the routing tables of both routers. So we're going to do a few steps, right? So first, I'm going to create an EIGRP as AS800 on the other router that we were just on in WAN1, and then add in the subnets for the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 and tunnel 0 interfaces, right? So we're going to configure the, well, we already in the config. So let's go ahead to the router. So EIGRP 800. I guess, again, I can't spell. That's not an E at all. Let's get that here. And then let's get our network. Go. Perfect. Okay. Slow down. Nope. Keep going. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Now we're good here. Get exit out of configuring too. All right, perfect. So we're going to do the same on Edge 2 with its respective networks, of course. So we're already in config. So let's do some routing. All right. Let's do some networking here. Oops. Should be another command that populates for me. Yep, there it is. Nice to see you. All right, so perfect. All right, so we're good. Let's exit. Let's exit out of configuring. All right, perfect. So you want to notice also the neighbor adjacency that is created that's indicated by the system logging message, right? Now we want to confirm that the networks have been propagated to both routers. And I'm actually going to start with this one. All right, so let's actually tell it what to show. So I'm going to show the IP route. Right. IGRP. That one. All right. It should give me another information here. Okay. Actually, let's see. Okay. So it should be advertising that is directly connected. Not sure what's going on here. Stop with that. All right, perfect. So we actually got the response that we wanted. Again, we see that now ending in 6.16.0, the network is directly connected to the NY11 router, which has been advertised here via the EIGRP through the GRE tunnel. So similarly, we're going to do the same for the other router here, right? All right, so let's do show IP routes by way of EIGRP. Let's see, and then we're going to begin the gateway, of course. All right, perfect. So again, the 17.0 network, which is directly connected to the Edge 2 router, has indeed been advertised to us by via EIGRP through the GRE tunnel. So we can actually confirm that we can also ping across the link from WAN 1 to Edge 2. So we can actually do that with this command here, 192.168.1.7 and 5. Perfect. So now it's pinging, of course. Love it. All right, so the ping is successful. So I've successfully created a GRE tunnel between NY11 and NY Edge 2. So that'll bring us to the end of the video. It was fairly quick. Actually, that was pretty fun. Just for a brief recap, we configured, verified, and troubleshooted the GRE tunnel connectivity, and we also enabled some routing. That was so much fun. Hope to see you in the next video where we'll be implementing some open PGP. I'll see you there. You stay curious, stay secure.